Hello and welcome to Ero, I believe. I'm just going to quickly double check if you all can hear me. Yep, you can hear my beautiful voice. I am here to commentate Ero F3. We have 14 drivers currently who are all deciding to stay in the pit lane. We are here at Silverstone, if you can't see the big sign that says Silverstone. As someone is making their way through the pit lane, I cannot tell who it is. It's a Red Bull of some sort. Is it bulletproof? No, it's Andreas. It is Andreas Klaus. We're going to change the camera type. There we go. And we're going to get rid of that, I think. We will do that. I believe that will be fine. So we are here in Britain for the second round of Ero for F3. Last week there was a race, but I need to quickly find out who won because I did not commentate last week. We've got time. We've got Andreas going through Cops now on his preparation lap or out lap. As well, that is the here we go. So it looks like that it was a grand slam for Clement Safarin, with Alejandro Pons coming second, Anthony Miller's coming third. But we will not worry about that now. We will worry about the future, and the future is Andreas. He's coming around the final corner onto Hamilton Straight, I believe this is. Going through turn one now, flat out in 8th gear. Then through a tricky turn 2, turn 3, hoping to not lose the rear end whilst going through these two corners. He's navigated the first part of it through very well, down into 2nd, up into 3rd. Then shifting through the gears with the left-handed clink and open with DRS onto the Wellington Straight. Then heading through Brooklyn and Luffield. It's a 27.55 as the benchmark first sector for everyone else to do. The Red Bull now powering down now towards Cops. Is it a flat out corner? I believe it is on this game. Yes, it is. Taking the curb. Then heading through to the tricky section of Maggots and Beckett's. Flat out, then just a lift through 8, down to 7th, back down into 6th. Then heading onto the DRS straight. It's a 1 minute 2.8 split. If you add the sector 1 time up, now heading down towards Stowe. One short shift down into 7th is all Andreas needs. Now heading through to the final chicane, braking just before the 100-meter board into 3rd, keeping it in 3rd throughout, and getting on the power. Nice to set a 1 minute 26.2. Now, what does the field have to say about that? It looks like it's going to be not Clem, it's Clem's teammate, Luke, I believe is how you say his name. As I'm just getting everything sorted. He sets a 1 minute 26.113. He goes pole by a 10.5. Next across the line will be the Williams, I believe, of KS, with a 1 minute 26.247, hundredths ahead of Andreas, and 3 tenths ahead of his teammate Master Hart. Lecala goes second with a 1 minute 26.233, and here is Clem, a 1 minute 25.4, 7 tenths quicker than his teammate Luke. Then I believe it's the Alpine, yes, it's the Alpine of Ignelis, with a time of 1 minute 26.572, which puts him P8, but Marburg goes half a second, 2 tenths quicker than Luke, and half a second off Clem, so he splits the Ferrari, but it is a Ferrari 1-4 now, as Zhao Mipe goes into P3 with a time of 1 minute 26.030, bulletproof now. Set a time of a 1 minute 26.128, 15 hundredths behind Luke. And I believe now Hente Bolt, who has invalidated this lap time, he is going to go again, but we will... I think that's Andreas coming through. Yes, it is Andreas heading into the pit lane. As now we have Yeast and Ivan Belov joining the fray. Down into fourth for Hente. Or Gent, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's into second though, but I do know how to pronounce that. Heading now onto the Wellington Straight. What is the split going to be in the first sector? It's going to be a 27.402. It's apparently purple. We will check. 27.1, 27.2, 27.4, 27.2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. So it looks like it's a 0.1. And then what about the middle sector for Clem? It's a 35 flat. So Hente is currently 4 attempts off Clem. However, he can find that in the middle sector. As I think Kiziak is starting a lap. No, he's finishing his lap, so sorry I missed that. It's a 26.8 that currently puts him P11. We will now come back on Hente Bolt. He's done a 1 minute 2.778. That's about a further 3 attempts off, so he's about 7 attempts off, as he has a moment through Stowe. So he's going to be about probably 9 attempts off. Clem, so it's going to be about 26.4 maybe, so maybe P9 for Hente Bolt in the Aston Martin. Comes across the line, it's a 26.3, it does put him P9, and he's about hundredths, just less than a tenth off Andreas. As we have Yeast now, who is starting a lap on Macaulay Beard. He can't be on time for this race, so let's see if he's on the pace in qualifying. He currently has a time of a 25.4 to beat, which by the way is a fantastic lap by Clem. I don't believe anyone else is on a lap. We have KS who's on an out lap, but he has just come out of the pit lane as the Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo and Red Bull coming out onto the pit lane again. But it looks like we will stick on to the Mercedes, George Russell's Mercedes of Macaulay Beard. As now Yeast comes around the final few corners to start his lap time. We will go uber serious for this one in the number 72 coming through turn 1. It looks like he's going flat out. And heading towards the tricky part of sector 1, down into 4th, getting now 3rd for the Mercedes. Is he going into 2nd? Yes, he does, but short shifts up to 3rd. Tries to get in the power early, loses the car momentarily, but regains control of it. Let's see what time is going to be. Is it another outlap? No, a game is being the game. It's a 27.7 for the Mercedes. Heading through Luffield now. It's so tricky this corner because it's difficult to see when you can get on the power. It's deceptively quick. Now heading towards Cobbs, a flat out corner on this game. The Ferrari getting out of the Mercedes' way. Oh, but he touches the grass and that's completely ruined his lap. I think he's still carrying on the Mercedes. I think he's going to carry on and set this lap, even though there is time to find in that Cobbs corner. Now Venice heading up into Stowe. Briggs just as the curb starts into 5th. Once again takes a lot of the curb. I don't know if this is going to be a fantastic lap for Macaulay Beard, or at least a lap that he will deem his best. In 3rd, George Ignace in 4th before getting onto the power, and it's going to be a 1 minute 27.5. He is 7 tenths off P12, and he is not going to like that lap. However, we are going to go on to KS, who I have no idea if it's improving or not, but I know for a fact that he's gone wide through Cops. He's carried on. That could be a report for our stewards to see in qualifying if he has gained any time by going off the track, but he has invalidated, so that does not mean anything, and it was 3 attempts down anyway. We will go on to the Aston Martin of Victor, who sets a 1 minute 2.815. It's apparently purple. I don't think it is, as Clem is going through that first sector. What time is it for Clem? It's at 27.1. He's half a tenth off. He has it all to do in the next two sectors if he wants to improve and maybe get close to a 1 minute 24. But Victor, though, is coming through the final two corners. L Victor, where is it going to be for L Victor? It's L 10th, or L Diaz. For Victor goes to P9, P10 for Aston Martin, and I believe Andreas shoots up to P2 at 1 minute 25.788. He's about, what, 3.5 tenths off Clem, but he's found a tenth and a half. He's found 2 tenths in that middle sector. It's probably a 34.8 split. Down into 6th ball, but he's taken a lot of the curve and has completely ruined his lap through Stowe, and he is going to dive into the pit lane. What about his teammate, though? His teammate's a 10th off, so he needs to find time if he wants to improve. Let's see, what can he do? It's going to be a 1 minute 25.945. It's P3. He's found a 10th, as I believe that was the Alpine of Ignelis going P10 with 1 minute 26, and I believe Malberg is... No, he's coming towards the end of his lap. He's about a 10th up. And he finds another 10th in a bit. It's a 25.727. He goes 6,100, sorry. Ahead of his sister team, Andreas. In the sister car, I believe. Hente Bolt is starting his lap, but someone's gone up. It's bulletproof. He's gone 10 thousandths behind his teammate and demotes Luke. But Zhao Map finds even more times, at 25.678. He's about 2.4 tenths off. And I believe that is going to be Ivan Belov coming around the final corner. No, he's going into the pit lane. The 26.736 for him. However, Kiziak hasn't validated his lap time. And I believe that is a Ferrari going off just to let the Alpine of Ignelis by, even though he's on an outlap. What about Lecalo? I don't think he's on an outlap. There is the Ferrari of Luke. He's 1.3 seconds off. He's made a mistake somewhere. As I believe there is no one else on a hot lap. It does not look like it. As I think that is the AlphaTauri going into the pit lane. So we won't see much action on the track for a little while. Because everyone wants to get out as late as possible to set a lap time. However, as I say that, Yeast completely goes against that for me and makes me look like a complete and utter idiot. So this may be Yeast's final run. I can't see how much fuel he's put into the car. We can assume it's the bare minimum. I can turn the game sound up a little bit for you, Simo. Just let me know when it gets too loud. We'll go 4. How is 4? Right, as now Yeast is coming round the final corner to start his probably final lap here in Britain. He has got the Aston Martin, but I don't think he'll need to worry about it. Heading through turn 1, it is flat out. And heading into turn 2, it's second gear, sorry, short shifting up to third, then back down into second, short shifting up to third, then getting fully on the power. It was smoother than last time round. He did have a little moment if you cast back to earlier on in qualifying. Let's see now, what can Macaulay Beard do? It's a 1 minute, it's 27.5, he's found 2 tenths. As now he's gone down into third through Luffield. He's keeping it through fourth, but he's had it. He thinks he's in Tokyo with that drift. No, you're not, mate. You're in Silverstone. As we're now heading through Cobb's Corner, he's surely lost some of that 2 tenths, but he's going to make it up there because that was smoother than it was before. Heading into Maggots Beckett's. Into 7th gear, then 6th, then 5th for the Mercedes driver. Let's see the split. Is he up? Is he down? He is up by 7 tenths, nearly 8 tenths. And to answer your question, Impact, F4 should be starting around about now, I believe, or at 8 o'clock. One of the two, I don't know. Anyway, through Stowe looked calm and collected for Yeast. He will find a lot of time here, I believe. What will the time be for Yeast? It will be a 26.421, and that momentarily puts him P12. However, Ivan Belov is slightly up on his lap time, and he is the only driver still on a lap. Ivan Belov through Maggots back into Staple, but he does have the AlphaTauri ahead of him. Is that going to put him off, or is he going to give him a little bit of a slipstream? It's a little slipstream. That works perfectly in the Alfa Romeo's favour. Now heading through Stowe. It's 6th gear for the Alfa Romeo driver. Back down into 3rd, keeping it in 3rd. Short shifting up to 4th actually for the second part of that corner, then heading across the line to 1 minute 26.239. That puts him P9. But I believe Clem is starting his lap. We will watch Clem as he is our pole man, our Ferrari pole man in F4. As actually, we'll go to Kisiak. He's at 27.648. He is slightly up. What about Victor? Victor is slightly down. We'll go back to Clem now. What time is it for Clem? He's 6 thousandths down on his lap time. What about Iluke? Iluke is 1800ths up. Then we have Lacala, who's also slightly up. Then we have the Alpine of Ignelis, who I didn't really catch, but we will assume who is up. We will go back on to Kisiak, I believe. There is Kisiak. Through Maggots and Beckett. What time is it for Kisiak? He is still slightly up. What about Clem, as qualifying is officially up? Clem is 3 tenths up. What about his teammate, who's also 2 tenths up? This is going to be a great lap time, I expect, for Clem, but we will go on to Kisiak, who's going around the final few corners now. What time is it for Kisiak? It's going to be a 1 minute 26.5. He's found 3 tenths, but it still has. Victor's gone into the pits. What about Clem? Is there a 24? It is. It's a 24.944 for Clem. What about Luke? Luke has lost his time. It's a 25.945 for him. He can do no better. What about Malberg's teammate Lacala, who goes up to a 1 minute 26.024? Then it is Ignelis who has not found any time, but it's Ignelis is Hente Bolt now. What time is it for the Aston Martin driver? It's a 1 minute 26 flat, who puts in P8. What about the McLaren driver of Halmep? Has he found the time? No, he hasn't. It's a 25.691. He couldn't improve. And what about Bulletproof? Can he beat his teammate? No, he can't. It's 2 thousandths behind. Mats, however, is a 10th up. He could leapfrog his way up to P7 maybe. What can the Williams driver do? It is P7. It's a 25.856, and that is qualifying done. So it is Clement Serin on the Frenchman on pole position with a 24.944, 7 tenths ahead of the rest of the field. However, that is the same gap between P2 and P14, so that I think that tells you everything about Clem's pace around this track. Halmype in the McLaren P2, Marburg P3, then Andreas 2 thousandths ahead of his teammate Bulletproof in P5. Then it's for two Williams, KS and Matt separated by 12 thousandths. Then Luke Lacala, Hente Bolt, Ivan Belov, Ignelis, Macaulay Bid, Victor and Kiziak rounds off the grid. Well, I have a feeling that this race will be quite fun for the mid-pack, but I have a feeling that Clement Serin will run away with it. We'll find out how his pace is compared to F2 tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Excuse me, I'm taking a drink. As we are just watch the members of the paddock club cheering on the track in general, not the cars, just for track. That guy in grey is absolutely loving it. Well, can we see a dive into cops? I hope so. The stewards won't, but I do. As it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the British Grand Prix. Let's see the start. I believe Jamap has got a better start. No, I'm completely wrong as well, but they're going side by side into turn 1. They're keeping it clean so far. We'll look onto Andreas. It's still side by side for the McLaren driver, but it's Bulletproof has sending it down the inside as Halmype taints the position. But it's Bulletproof and Andreas going side by side with two Red Bulls. There's absolutely zero team orders here. Take lessons, Helmut Marko. Oh, that's no. Where's Macaulay Beard going? You turn right there, mate, not the straight, but it's a free wide heading into Brooklyn as the East tries to go around the outside of both of them. He'll have the inside line for the next corner, and I believe he will gain the positions back that he lost. No, it's side by side through cops. Here we go. Nobody left off. Yeast, don't you dare left off. Oh, Yeast lifted off. This is why we say he has no fun. He can dive off very big platforms, but cannot go side by side through cops. Just... As here we go, Halmype on the soft compound tyres overtakes Clem on the hard compound tyres for the lead. We will check the tyres. As powered by AWS is the possible race strategies. It looks like there might be a 2-stop on the cards for the soft drivers, for the soft compound runners. Excuse me. As Matt has overtaken Bulletproof, as Bulletproof has made a mistake. He wasn't bulletproofing that corner and he has lost about 4 or 5 positions. And he is on the hard compound tyre, so it will be pretty hard for him to... I was going to say it's going to be hard to get them back, but he's already tried to make an overtake on Hente Bolt for P7, but KS has been overtaken by his teammate, who is on the softs, and now maybe losing out on potential DRS if he doesn't get a move on. However, Matt is a man on a mission here. He was F1/F2 on last year's game. And he was F1 on the game 2 years ago. So it looks like he's found his tier again. As it's a little bit stagnant. KS is almost probably gonna lose the DRS. Remember folks, DRS, you need to be within 1 second of the car ahead at the DRS detection zone to get the DRS. However, Matt is not waiting for DRS. He's going to make contact with Andreas. It's side by side through Stowe. And it is going to be for the next part of the lap. Is there going to be any contact? Doesn't look like it. Andreas on the inside line. There's a little bit of contact there, but Matt has stayed on the track for now. And it looks like it's still going to be side by side. Heading into the next corner, there's a little bit of contact that Matt is forced wide. This is going to allow KS to get back into the fray, and he is going to try and overtake his teammate. However, Matt's going to have the inside line, and he's going to turn defense into attack as here comes Bulletproof. It's a Williams and Red Bull squabble. And here comes a Wellington straight where Manchester is going to lose out to maybe all three of these drivers. No, Bulletproof is going to send it down the inside of KS and potentially Andreas. He is going to have the outside line and he is going to understeer like a double-decker bus. And this is going to allow KS, but Andreas has got a wobble and he's lost out to Andreas and potentially KS. Oh no, he's lost out even more. Well, yeah, that's happened. So anyway, Henze Bolt is got on the grass and there goes KS. We're going to assume he's got a warning for that, and I believe that is going to be wing damage for Andreas. And he will not be pleased, but Bulletproof is now behind with DRS to Matt, who has a gap of 2.6 seconds. Oh, yeah, there's... Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's look at this quickly. Anyway, at the front, Bulletproof has overtaken Matt. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. This is going to allow KS to have an extremely good run as Henty Bolt is the first person to get a time penalty. It is 3 seconds and he's almost lost out. Anyway, in the midst of that, Clem is keeping up with the soft compound runner. He is on hards. As Lucas overtaken Henty Bolt for P7. However, it looks like Matt will be trying to overtake Bulletproof, as Yeast has wing damage and so does Lacala, as here comes Matt down the inside and Hense Bolt is also battling with Luke. Luke is going to have the inside line for this corner. Hense Bolt donning the number 5 for Sebastian Vettel, and there's a little bit of contact between the number 5 and the number 84 driver. This may allow Ivan Belov to get in the midst of this, and this has pulled a gap. Oh my god, they're going side by side through cops. Jesus wept. Okay. As Hense Bolt has lost for DRS, and Matt and Bulletproof is pushing Matt through this section of corners. Is Clem going to get the overtake on Xiaomeb? It looks like he is. Is Xiaomeb going to get the switchback? No, but Bulletproof has overtaken Matt, and Matt once again cannot get the switchback, but it looks like he may be able to overtake that hard compound runner. I am definitely not tired. Hard compound runner, maybe on to the next DRS drone. It may go earlier, in fact. No, he's fully lifted off to make sure he hasn't. It could be a send, though. It's not a send. And absolutely nothing is going on. We only have this battle for P4. As Bulletproof has used all of his ERS, compared to KS, who's used only 40% of his battery. He can chill. He doesn't need to overtake anyone. He's comfortably within the gap. It's a caution. It is Hense Bolt who's bolted his way off the track. As Xiaomap has also almost lost the DRS. If Clem can get out of the DRS to a soft compound runner, then his pace is going to win the race. He's going to 1000% win the race. If he can get the DRS now, out the DRS now on those harder compound tyres, then he's won the race. As someone who's not going to win who's not in contention to win the race so far for now, is these two, Bulletproof and Matt. They are in contention for P4, as there's almost contact between the Williams and the Red Bull driver, as that is a moment and a half, and that KS is going to have dollar sign to as eyes. He's definitely going to go for an overtake here. He can see that he's flashing. Oh, there goes another moment, and that is going to be a 3-second time penalty for Bulletproof, as KS didn't really prepare to go for it. He wasn't really confident enough with the send. Is he going for a switchback maybe? It doesn't look like it, but I think he will have the position signed, sealed and delivered on this DRS straight. It looks like he is. Will Bulletproof send it round the outside? No, it doesn't. Instead, he gets a lot of understeer. Never mind, he's going for the switchback. He's got a bigger brain than I do. He's going to go for move for cops? I don't think he is. Actually, yeah, the gap is 9/10 of a second. That's definitely going to be a warning for the McLaren driver. As Clem's only used half his battery and has almost got the gap to a second. In fact, he has. So Jamap needs a very good last sector if he wants to get the DRS on Clem for the next straight, which will be the Wellington straight, where DRS is viable. It doesn't look like anything else is going on, so I will quickly have a peek at the warnings. No warnings for Clem, 2 for Zhao. I might do this instead. Here are the warnings for everyone. Take a mental note of it, because it may come handy later, as Zhao Map has lost the DRS. Yep, and that might be race over in regards to the lead, so it could now just be a battle. But at the minute, it's P4. Bulletproof is only a 10th behind, and I tell you what, there's another driver entering the fray, and it looks like it's going to be Luke. If his battling keeps up, he is going to be within the DRS, and he's going to take not really Ivan Belov. Unless Ivan Belov can keep him in the DRS, he's not going to take him anywhere, because Ignelis may go for the move now. It doesn't look like he is going to. No, the Alpine driver is simply too far away. He's closed up through there, but I think he'll lose some time around this section. Oh, yep, I was going to say the dirty, as a second driver don't... Okay, well, so, yeah. Right, let me... You see, there's dirty air, then there's whatever Ignelis got. He said Tokyo Drift and thought, you know what, I'm going to go to the gravel trap. Anyways, he goes to the front. Henze Bolt's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yep, and that is his race done and dusted. He's quit it. He's called it quits after lap 7. Go again next week, because there's always next week. As, like I said, Luke Bullet, he's here. And instead of me saying that Ivan Belov's not going to be in the fray, it looks like it's not going to be Ignelis. But however, he has kept P9 for now, because Kiziak is right by him, and he has not have enough fuel, so he is going to have to fuel save a little bit. Everyone else is staying above the positive fuel mark. Of course, in F1 you're not allowed to refuel anymore. However, Henze Bolt, he is looking for a move around the Williams driver of KS. That's a yellow flag. Oh, big caution flag in sector 1 is only for Henze Bolt, who the marshals have cleared before the leaders have got into sector 1 or into that part of the sector. Okay, I mean, it's getting to the point now where the softs are dying. Well, the softs are dying a death. So would KS try and overtake Matt in order to take him, or to steer him along to Malberg, who's The gap is 4 seconds. And to answer your question once again, Impact, F4 is also streamed on this channel, so Ero PS F1 through F5 and PC F1 through F3 and crossplay is all streamed on this channel. I am gonna plug. And if you think you can beat Clem or any other drivers on this grid, well, please, I believe there is a link in the description. No, there isn't. But head over to our Discord, where you can sign up. It is this track and last week's track of Belgium. All you need to do is complete them time trials, and then you'll be able to racing with either with these group of drivers or another group of drivers in a higher or lower tier, all based on your pace, assists, and what times you're able to race. Anyway. KS is getting very racy with his teammate. It's a train that's covered in about 4 temps. You only see this in F1 esports, but you know, this is the Ero PSF3. Doesn't look like anything is happening. However, Matt is keeping the gap to 4 seconds, as Clem has extended the gap to 2 seconds. Well, yep, like I said, there goes KS. He's going to overtake Mads for P4, and Mads has absolutely no battery, so he could be a sitting duck for Bulletproof, but Bulletproof has even less battery. As there's a pit, Marlberg is the first to pit out of everyone. I don't expect it to be him, so he is going for a mega undercut as Yeast has retired safety car. Yep. Wow. Could it have been better for Marlberg? Probably. But he's going on to the hard compound tyres, which he can take to the end, probably. As this has thrown a lifeline for Yalmep and Mats and the KS, because KS can now clamber onto the back of Clem when Yalmep and Mats pit. Onto the hard compound tyres. The mediums could go to the end, but it's going to be a stretch. Yep. Oh, I mean, people are going to the mediums. I guess really mediums could go to the end, as Mats almost got overtaken by Luke in the pit lane due to KS also pitting, as Marlberg has rejoined his place of the third, so he didn't lose any positions. However, Ivan Belov was another one who's believing that them hards won't go to the end soon as El Victor, as Andreas has decided, you know what, I think softs is the call for me. El Victor actually going on to the mediums. As Andreas is, Andreas is thinking 15 laps on softs, I can do that in my sleep. By the way, Azaria, I believe the PC F2 race happens tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It is at Saturday, 7 o'clock UK time. As I believe the safety car will be in this lap. Yep, I'm right. The safety car is in this lap. Clem is going to lead us away with Marburg on the harder compound tyres and all the hard compound tyres. So I'm yawning a lot. God knows why, but we'll move on. We'll move past it. As I'm taking a drink just before Clem restarts, just probably before we get to the corner. Let's see. No, it's going to be after, as El Victor is pitting because he was on 10 lap old mediums. Now that is not a good call, but Clem has gone. Has that caught anyone out? It doesn't look like it, but it's caught Ignelis out the most, as Luke is probably going to send it on Matsu's quarter. Let's be realistic here, come on, yep. And, yep, dive bomb, contact, and there goes Mats. Never mind, Lucas managed to keep Mats going, but he's looking for a switchback. Nope, Ignelis is there, so no switchback for him. And Mats now out of the DRS. to Bulletproof, but remember the time penalties here. So here we go. 3-second time penalty for Bulletproof, 5-second time penalty for Mats, which I can assume is speeding in the pit lane. Yep, speeding in the pit lane. As that is a little wide for Mats. As, oh my god, I thought Bulletproof was going to send it there. Jesus Christ, I think he may send it for Stone, maybe? No, it won't. However, Marburg's already lost the DRS to Zhao Meep. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. As Clem says, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 1 minute 27.845. As Bulletproof is 1/10 behind. This is the battle for P3. As Bulletproof's going to send it. Yep, down the inside, Bulletproof goes. We may look for a switchback, but Luke has... Lucas once again, instead of going for a switchback, he's trying to hold it around the outside of Mats. He's still there, sort of. Yep, he is. As I think Luke has got the overtake on Mats. Yes, he has. As KS has gone round, I don't know if he's sent spinning by Bulletproof or he's had an incident on his own. However, that has demoted him back down into P12. As Bulletproof now needs to try and make up. He doesn't need to make up any time, to be honest with you. He's already in the DRS in Marburg and he probably will get P3. It's just a case of how little position Marburg can lose / hold on. As here comes Bulletproof, he's going to go round the outside at Stowe. It's sister team versus sister team. And it's number 7 v number 7. As I do want to check the tyres as Clem goes even quicker, 1 minute 27.405. As Ivan Belov now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings or multiple exceeding track limit violations, as Bulletproof is now centered down the inside of Marburg. Marburg is going to have the inside line for the next 3 corners actually, but Bulletproof has successfully held his own and held the outside line and gained an extra position in P3. I believe he started like P6 or something. Started P5, sorry, and has made his way up into P3. A very good job by him. As we will probably stay on this battle, as Marburg will get the DRS and another chance to overtake. As now El Victor gets a 3-second time penalty. Is in 6th gear for Marburg that corner, but cannot overtake. As I think Mats, I think the smarter decision for Mats is to stay behind for now until it gets to about, Luke is about 1.2, 1.1 seconds behind Marburg. So then he can use the DRS to then gain on Marburg and get him in the DRS without having to be behind Luke and gaining DRS. I think that might be the smarter play. But we will find out what the Dutch driver will do. Let's see, will he go for the overtake now? I think he might. Yes, he's turning on the overtake button as El Victor has retired in the pit lane, so it does not matter whatsoever. But around the outside goes Matt. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, and he has got the overtake done. Now Ignelis is looking to overtake the number 84 Ferrari. I don't think we'll make it stick, but now Matt needs to find 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds now, to gain use of the DRS, but it looks like that it won't happen. But Luke lifting off. He does not want to go side by side through Maggie's and Becky. It's a 4-5 car, 6 car train, 7-8 car train for P5. As here comes Luke now down the inside of Matt and will easily re-overtake. As here comes Ignelis now trying to overtake Matt Stahart. He's got the inside now. Now he's going to have the outside line for the next corner as he has backed off almost into Kisiak. As now it's not been a good day for Aston Martin. El Victor is out, as now Andres also retired in the pit lane for some reason. Maybe floor damage or some damage that you can't repair in the pit lane. Now makes it, oh, hang on, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car train for P5. As will Matt stay behind? I think he will. But Marburg is doing well to stay on the back of... Oh, that's Jan Mike with a 3-second time penalty. However, Marburg is 4.7 seconds behind us, so I think Jan Mike will keep P2. But with each passing lap, it looks increasingly unlikely that anything will stop Clement Serin. As Marburg, I think, as much as he needs to stay VRS, I think he's paranoid that if he tries to stay VRS, that he won't be with DRS, as Luke has overtaken Mats. What about Ignelis? Can Ignelis go for a move? No, he's too far back and he has no ERS. And it's about 40% less than Mats and Luke. Ignelis is only on 34%. There's contact! There's contact between the Alpine and the Ferrari, as the Alpine goes into the back and has lost a handful of positions, and he's been hit even more by KES, and that is Ignelis out of the race, and it is a second safety car. As now it is going to be a sprint race to the line. Now this does pose a very, very good question. Who's going to pit onto softs? Come on, Clem. Pit onto inters, Clem. Go on. Pit onto inters. Yep. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Clem's getting ready for the full wet compound tyres. As we'll quickly go around. I think everyone's paying onto softs. Nope. Yeah, everyone's paying onto new softs, I believe. Question is, Malberg's been held in the pit. Is that gonna allow anyone to gain any positions? Malberg's P4. Matt has lost a considerable amount of time. I don't know. I don't remember if Matt was in. Matt has lost a considerable amount of positions, considering that he was ahead of Luke. So now Malberg could be in an amazing shot. Oh, I know he had a 5-second penalty. Matt had a 5-second penalty. You know what? Ignore me. As quickly as I believe, we'll quickly go through the rest of the podium for the other divisions, because why not? Toby Fennell wins in Ero F5 with Stephen Prabhu finishing P2 and Thomas Rabo finishing P3. F4, I believe, is still going on. As, yep, we just started lap 2. It is the Rohuel Inesia leading Skullrick, then a Mercedes, which I can't pronounce the name of. And then I believe in PC F4, was there a stream? I don't believe there was a stream for the crossplay tier, but I know that Miel Bacado won that race. As Kiziak has pitted onto the mediums, so he's decided that I don't think he has a set of softs left, to be fair. So I think he's gone on to new medium tyres. I think he prefers new medium tyres to old softs, which is understandable. But he's going to have a major disadvantage compared to the rest of the field. However, the worst, if he does need to finish the race, and if he does finish the race, he's going to get a point. What's David Clark's PSN? Sorry, it's one of the drivers. Give me 1 minute. One of our drivers has unfortunately left the session, so I'll quickly send an invite into the group. There we go. As for safety car is in this lap, so if he has to join back... as Clem has gone. Has he caught anyone out? It doesn't look like it. Malberg. As I believe Bulletproof is back, so he's back in the lobby, which is good. As it looks like no one's really gained any positions, as Clem has made the gap to a second already, as Bulletproof's already almost lost a second to Zhao Maip. But Malberg does need to keep... He's within that 3-second gap to Zhao Maip. He's currently 2.4 seconds, so it would be helpful for him to overtake Bulletproof if he wants P2. As Ivan Belov is losing touch to Luke Harrison. As I will turn my game audio a little bit up, there we go. Oh, as Marburg almost lost the car there. And the gap is 2.8 seconds, so he does need to put on... He does need to go hammer time in an AlphaTauri if he wants to get P2. But he just needs to stay within the 3 seconds if he wants P3. I'll let you all, remind you all of the penalties so far. Ivan Belov has a 3-second time penalty. David Clark, or Bulletproof, has a 3-second time penalty. And Zhao Meep has a 3-second time penalty, as Clem has gone quickest of all, but 25.958. As Marburg is now 1.5 seconds behind Zhao Meep. As Bulletproof is almost trying to overtake Zhao Meep. He's going to go down the inside, maybe. No, he's not. In fact, Luke could probably get a podium if he gets his foot on it. However, Bulletproof is burnt through all of his battery, and so is Zhao Meep. In fact, Malberg has the most battery out of the top 4. Second most out of top 5 if you include Luke, but Luke's 1.6 seconds behind. Marburg is only 7 times behind. Bulletproof is 3 times behind, but I think Bulletproof is going to go for the move. He's sitting on the ERS, he's going to send it. Down the inside, yes he is, down the inside goes the Red Bull on the McLaren. The McLaren of Zhao Meep is going to have the inside line for the next corner. As he successfully defends, he is entering his Lando Norris face from the Real Life Grand Prix just a few weeks ago, as it looks like it's going to be side by side through Cops, maybe no. Bulletproof backs out of it, but maybe a switchback is possible. No, he's going to wait until after Magnus and Beckett. However, both drivers are almost flashing, indicating that they're out of battery, and yeah, so now here comes David Clark. Gonna go round the outside of Zhao Meep, and he's gonna make the move stick. As Ivan Belov now goes ahead of Luke, and Kiziak makes the move on Lakala. As now this is not what Luke needed. If he wants to get a podium, he needs to re-overtake and not slide and re-overtake the Alfa Romeo. He's sliding everywhere, he needs to calm down. Otherwise he's going to lose the car before he finishes the race. We are on the penultimate lap, as Clem is leading by 3.4 seconds on the same tyre. He's lost the car a little bit there. And Zhao Meep's also lost the car a little bit there. As I think Malberg I'm not going to jinx it actually. As will Zhao Meep go for a move down the inside. No, he's not going to do it. Luke was also not going to do a move. Where did everyone start? Ivan Belov is gone up +6. It's been a great race for him, but the penalty is going to let him down. Kiziak may go up for the penalty. Luke's also got a 3-second time penalty. So that is podium chance of him gone. For him gone. It's now Zhao Meep. Is he going to stay behind him and wait until final lap? Play a little bit of mind games. He is. To try and finish ahead, as Luke now has overtaken Ivan Belov. This is for position. He needs to further penalties because of his penalty. As Kissick, I think, will finish P5. As long as he stays within the 3-second window. Very close. He's definitely going to send it into turn 1. Ivan Belov, we start the final lap. Clem is leading the final lap of this Grand Prix. And it's been as calm as you would like. He did have a bit of trorry early on from Xiaomi, from being overtaken due to his onto the hard compound tyres. However, a change from the first safety car has helped him a little bit, as Luke is overtaken by Ivan Belov, and this went to the overtake. However, KS and Nakala are going side by side as KS makes the move stick on Nakala, but we are going to go back onto probably this battle for P2 and P5, but we will go on to this battle first because it's further up on the road. Clem has one final sector to do before he wins the second race in Ero Season 10. As here comes Xiaomi, he's going to go down the inside, and it's going to be an easy move relatively, but now he's got to watch out for Bulletproof because he will definitely try and send it into this final corner. Will he go for it? He's going to choose the outside line maybe. Is he going to go for a switchback? Yes, he is. There's going to be a little contact between the two drivers, but Clem comes across the line. So will Xiaomi and Bulletproof, but Marlberg will get P2 due to penalties. Kisiek will go up to P5. KS P6. Lakala P7. And I couldn't get the rest. As it is Clement Safran getting his second victory, pole position, fastest lap, and winning the race. Marburg P2, Xiaomi or Haum Ibanez P3, Bulletproof or David Clark P4, Kisiak P5, up 10 positions, KES P6, Lakala P7, Ivan Belov P9, P8, Luke P9, and Mats rounds out the top 10 with Ignelis, Andreas, Victor, Yeast, and Hente Bolt all DNFing. As I will quickly make a party for our top 3. Oh, hang on, is that the wrong person? That is the wrong person. We will do that, I believe, and then there is Marburg and Hello. Right. Do you have your first up before we start? Do you have your mic set so what you can hear through the broadcast? I think if you go into your PlayStation, then like audio settings, then it should say display audio through someone else's live stream or something like that. It should be in. I think if you go into settings, then like audio settings. Hang on, let me check myself.
Audio output.
Yeah, it should be audio output, then display audio.
Well, I mean, you're broadcasting, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think.
I think it might be fine.
Yeah.
So we'll just start with. Hang on. We'll start. I think we'll start with. I'm sorry. I'm gonna butcher your name. Is it Jaume?
Yeah. It's Jaume, but
Jaume.
it's
All right.
yeah.
So you had pace in qualifying, I believe. You qualified P2.
Mhm.
Talk to me. Did you think you get any better than that, or was that your personal best?
Well, to be honest, I think the maximum pace I could achieve was P2, but I had a little mess in the last lap. So yeah, I was frustrated, but I'm happy with qualifying pace.
And then heading into the race, you started on the soft compound tires.
Mhm.
Was that a strategy call? Did you want to go onto the mediums if there wasn't a safety car, or?
Uh, to be honest, I see a lot of league racing, such as Jarno Hopmer and that stuff, eSports drivers.
Yeah.
And the last week there was a league racing in Silverstone as well. So a lot of them chose soft medium. So I decided to copy them, and to be honest, it worked because yeah, with the penalty I got P3, but on track I got P2. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and I believe Clement started on the hards. How happy were you to see that you started on the hards compared to your softs, knowing that you could
Well,
overtake
I
him?
started on soft. I overtook him on lap 2, uh, but then the degradation affected me quite a bit. So he regained P1, and after that I had a lot of tire wear, and then with both safety cars, I couldn't overtake him, and once I had the penalty, I decided just to be as fast as I could in order to get the maximum I could. That was P3. So yeah.
Yep, and that I think that puts you high up in the championship. If I can have a look, do you have any aims for the championship at all, or are you just taking it every race as it comes?
Well, to be honest, I prefer to be focused race by race, race after race. So yeah, I don't know which race is next. I think it's Tamport or Spain. So I will be focused on that. But to be honest, I think I could be in the top places. So yeah, I will try my best, and we will see.
Yeah, the next race is Austria.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Austria, then Spain, then Zandvoort. So, are you confident around Austria at all, or?
Yeah, it's a good track. To be honest, I have fun in Austria. It's a cool track with downforce and high speed corners. So yeah. I will be practicing for next week, and we will see what we can do.
Yes, as we move on now to our second place finisher, Tony. Hello, I'll quickly turn you up just a tad. Just give me 1 second. There you go, that should be fine. Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello. So, I believe you started like P5? P6?
No, I was third in the.
Oh, third, sorry. Sorry, that's my bad.
No.
So, would you think that was your maximum as well, or?
Yeah, I think so. My last goalie lap didn't go so well, so I didn't improve with that. But P3 was a good place to start.
Yeah. So, I believe you started on the medium compound tires.
Yeah, I played it safe.
Yeah, were you planning to do medium softs, or?
I I was going just trying to do medium hard actually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, go on.
that second safety car luckily came and I got to put soft tires on.
Yeah, because at the first safety car, you pitted and then the safety car came out like seconds afterwards.
Yeah, quite a lot of swear words came from my mouth at that moment. But
Yeah. I mean, you luckily managed to keep free P3 for the safety car restart, but then just tumbled down a little bit, I guess.
I was third.
Yeah, for the restart. And I think you lost out to one of the Red Bulls, I believe.
Yeah, I was fourth
Yeah.
when the other safety car came, but then those guys had penalties and I did
Yeah.
not. So
How close were you to get of the penalty?
I had one warning.
Okay, so you had a little bit of leeway, I guess.
Yeah,
And I believe that does put you now second in the championship.
yeah, I think so too.
Do you have any aims of winning it, or is Clem just that a little bit ahead?
Well, it depends. Will was it Clement Sefrin who
Yeah.
won? Will he drive the whole season in this tier or not? That's the big question, I think.
Yeah, you're currently 27 points behind. No, hang on, I can't do maths. 24 points.
Yeah.
24 points behind him. So he's built up a gap already.
Yeah.
Let's see if he stays here or not. And if he does move up, let's hope for the best for him. Anyway, next week is
Yeah.
Austria.
Of course.
How are you around Austria?
Let's put it like this that I need to practice it. I haven't driven it quite a lot actually, so it's interesting to see what my pace is around like the airport.
Yeah, so best of luck to you and to Jaume for that week, for that race in Austria. I don't know if I'll commentate it, but I believe you will get a good commentator nonetheless. I have been Jacob Tucker. Thank you for watching this ERO race of F3. You have PC and PSF2 happening tomorrow at 7 o'clock UK time, and PC and PSF1 at 6 o'clock UK time. So, yeah.